Hello and good evening to all. My name is Jeremiyah Love, and I'm a past recipient of a Today and Tomorrow Educational Foundation Scholarship. It is an honor and a privilege to be here tonight with such an esteemed group of people. Your financial support of Today and Tomorrow Educational Foundation has created a pathway to success for me and countless others. Believe this fact, my journey is very unique and totally divine. You see, I am living proof of what your generosity can produce. And believe me when I say, my story is just getting started. I want to take this opportunity to personally thank Archbishop Rosansky and the entire TTEF family for inviting me to the 14th Annual Archbishop's Gala. I ask you to please applaud and show your appreciation for their work on this beautiful event. Again, thank you. Now let me advise you of what your gifts have produced for me, and hold on to your seats, because my journey this far is nothing less than God's hand at work in my life. Let's go back in time to where it all began, birth. I was born premature. Birth. I was born premature at 8 months to be exact, and my doctor advised my parents that I would have to stay in the hospital until I reached a specific weight. You see, I was born a fighter, and I defied medical knowledge at the time. I beat the odds through the grace of God, and I truly believe that I'm meant to be here, destined to be here today, speaking to you all. Now let's get to the origin of my academic journey. Most Holy Trinity Catholic School and Academy, better known as MHT. My mother seemingly stumbled across MHT, but now I know that nothing is by accident. Again, God was at work in my family's life, especially mine. You see, my parents weren't happy with our public school, and I was at times struggling academically. I needed additional assistance in most of my academic subjects. My attention span was lacking, to put it mildly, and I needed a lot of redirection. Early on, some teachers didn't think I would be able to handle an extended classroom setting. Thankfully, my parents and my MHT teachers and counselors didn't give up on me. From in-school tutoring to after-school activities, MHT made it happen. The small classroom size and teacher-to-student ratio was significant for my development in the classroom, and the TTEF scholarship was the start of it all. You see, my parents are going through hard times. The financial support offered to us and many other families through the Today and Tomorrow Educational Foundation afforded me the opportunity to reshape my education and my destiny. My principal at MHT was Mrs. Jessica Kilmaid, better known to us as Mrs. K. She loved and cared for all of the MHT kids. We were her babies. Mrs. K knew everything about everybody, and she was the best, and she invested her all into us. Vice Principal, Mr. Nick McDowell. Mr. Nick was a teacher and a mentor for everyone at MHT. His positive guidance and vigilance kept us on a straight and narrow path. And guess what? Two of my best friends from MHT are also recipients of your generous support. My best friend, Dylan Van, he's right there at 19. You see him right there? And my other best friend, Chandler Flowers. Early on at MHT, both of these outstanding young men encouraged me to strive for excellence. Dylan is currently my classmate at Christian Brothers College High School, and Chandler excels at the academic rigors of St. Louis University High School. Dylan challenged me athletically, which helped me create the person I am today, but we'll get to that in a moment. It was Chandler that forced me to strive for academic excellence. I often think that without the scholarships at MHT, I would never have got to meet these two incredible young men. Let me share a personal story with you. As I mentioned earlier, I was a preemie, not only at birth, but academically as well. I can vividly remember sitting at the kitchen table and my mom saying, "Jeremiah, 1 + 1 is 2. Now tell me, what is 1 + 1? My response would be, 1 + 1 is 4. This tug of war would go on for minutes upon minutes. Repeatedly, my family would modify their instructions while showing me their fingers. They would say again, "Jeremiah, 1 + 1 is 2. Now what is 1 + 1? As they held up one finger from each hand, basically showing me the answer, I will respond, 1 + 1 is 5. Eventually, their patience will wear out and they would need a break, and I will rejoice and I'll go run out to play outside. My disdain for applying myself academically would continue until the beginning of 8th grade. I was more interested in sports and excelling in athletics beyond all my peers. It wasn't until that fateful moment in class when I bragged about my athletic prowess in comparison with my best friend Chandler in the presence of the whole class. The presence of the whole class, Chandler stated, "You might be better than me in sports, but you don't have better grades than me." And Chandler stood up in front of everybody and challenged me to reveal my grades and my test scores to the whole class. I stuttered, and almost immediately Chandler said, "If you don't have straight A's, shut up." Totally ashamed, I sank in my seat. I was very embarrassed. And that incident, coupled with consistent instruction from my parents, teachers, Mrs. K, and Mr. Nick, forced me not only to strive for excellence athletically, but now I had the motivation to surpass my friends academically. Please know that I strive for straight A's ever since. So, let's fast forward to the present. I stand before you today a senior at Christian Brothers College High School, class of 2023. I'm a member of the National Honor Society with a cumulative GPA of 4.2. I am the 2021 Missouri 6A 100-meter champion. I was unable to compete in 2022 due to an injury, but God willing, I will defend my title this year at this Missouri State Championships. I am a two-time Class 6A Missouri State football champion, back-to-back. And just to brag a little, I was also the 2022 Max Preps Player of the Year. I was first team in all conferences, and I was the 2022 Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Missouri. I'm proud to say that I'm just like you. I also love to give back. I donated my 11,000 charitable award from Gatorade to the O'Fallon Park Recreation Center, a YMCA organization to benefit youth programs. I am a 2023 Watkins Award recipient for African American Athletic and Academic Scholar, which I was honored and inducted into the club in Washington, D.C. I volunteer in our community with different organizations, from cleaning up neighborhoods and serving as an ambassador to incoming students at CBC. I've been blessed and honored to receive over 42 full-ride college scholarship offers from schools such as Princeton, Mizzou, University of Southern Cal, Alabama, Georgia, Stanford, and a host of other notable schools. But I chose to continue my studies and athletic interests this fall at the University of Notre Dame. And guess what, folks? Mrs. K, my elementary principal at Most Holy Trinity, is a native of South Bend, Indiana. We just reconnected, and she advised me that she will be in the stands cheering for me as I help Notre Dame win the national championship within 3 years. Yes, I'm claiming it. Yep, I'm claiming that. Now, folks, this is no coincidence. Mrs. K and the relationship with ND, that too is a part of the divine plan. Looking back, I now know it was all in God's hands. Finally, the MAC family which introduced me to the Catholic school pathway, which led me on to the path to Christian Brothers High School and now to the University of Notre Dame. And tonight, I have yet another goal, to thank you and to encourage you to keep supporting today and tomorrow. Thank you to everyone in attendance tonight, listening to my story and learning about my struggles. Thank you for your financial generosity. I have done the hard work and taken advantage of the opportunities given to me, but it was your generosity and commitment to TTEF that made my foundation strong. My scholarship afforded me the opportunity and access to a better education, a safe environment, the best education in the country, and has helped me to compete at the highest levels imaginable. It was the Today and Tomorrow educational foundation that set the groundwork for who I am today and who I will become tomorrow. I want to impress upon you that I do not take your financial gifts lightly. For much has been given to me, I know much is required. I want you to know the impact of your financial support. Just look at me. I am your gift's work. I would like to claim one more thing here tonight. I know that someday I will sit in your seats. I will return to this event, not as a scholarship alumni, but as a philanthropist. I will give back to those in need, and hopefully I will inspire many more to follow in my footsteps. I hope my story has proven that your generosity is not in vain. Please continue to bless this foundation with your generous donations, contributions for the sake of young boys and girls just like me who will shape tomorrow. In closing, I speak on behalf of every scholarship recipient of the Today and Tomorrow Educational Foundation by saying, you give today so that we can give tomorrow. Now let's get those paddles moving. Thank you and God bless. Thank you and God bless.